Anger. Anger is one of the most common issues after traumatic brain injury. I'm going to discuss two types of anger. One I'll call justified anger, and the other I'll call referred anger. Then we'll look at the three ways of expressing your anger. Types of anger. Justified anger has a logical reason behind it. This certainly includes anger surrounding your TBI. Why did this goddamn brain injury happen to me? Even if the accident that caused the TBI was your fault, like if you were the driver, there is still anger at the fact that it resulted in a complete change of life for you. Or maybe, if you weren't the driver, you're mad at the driver. That makes sense. But having it make sense doesn't make it useful. Anger is useful when it makes things better. Someone nearly hits you in the crosswalk and you yell. Anger here may just help that driver to be more careful in the future. And if that anger goes away immediately, it's done its job. Anger that doesn't stop. Anger that feeds on itself and becomes part of your personality. Oh, he's always pissed off. Takes away joy from your life and reduces you to one emotional expression, rage. Referred anger is a whole different story. Referred anger is when one gets angry at something that doesn't make others angry. For example, if a loved one brings up something about you that you don't want to hear, like if they tell you that you don't react as you did before your TBI, you could go into a rage at that person, cursing and screaming at them. That anger can be called referred if it actually takes the place of your real emotion, which could be hurt or sadness. The problem with referred anger is that it doesn't go anywhere. Nothing gets really resolved if you just lash out at someone without expressing what's really going on. They feel unheard, sad, or perhaps angry at you for blowing up so. Now expressing anger. People use a variety of both unconscious and conscious processes to deal with their angry feelings. The three main approaches are expressing, suppressing, and calming. Expressing your angry feelings in an assertive, not aggressive manner is the healthiest way to express anger. To do this, you have to learn how to make clear what your needs are and how to get them met without hurting others. Being assertive doesn't mean being pushy or demanding. It means being respectful of yourself and others. Suppression. Anger can be suppressed and then converted or redirected. This happens when you hold in your anger, stop thinking about it, and focus on something positive. The aim is to inhibit or suppress your anger and convert it into more constructive behavior. The danger in this type of response is that if it isn't allowed outward expression, your anger can turn inward on yourself. Anger turned inward may cause high blood pressure or depression. As a matter of fact, depression has been defined as anger turned inward. Unexpressed anger can create other problems. It can lead to pathological expressions of anger, such as passive-aggressive behavior, getting back at people indirectly, without telling them why, rather than confronting them head-on, or to a personality that seems perpetually cynical and hostile. People who are constantly putting others down, criticizing everything, and making cynical comments haven't learned how to constructively express their anger. Not surprisingly, they aren't likely to have many successful relationships. Calming. Finally, you can calm down inside. This means not just control your outward angry behavior, but also control yourself internally, such as taking steps to lower your heart rate, calm yourself down, and let the feelings subside. A future topic will express various ways to express one's anger that don't hurt you or others, and I think that's what everybody wants. The instinctive, natural way to express anger is to respond aggressively. Anger is a natural, adaptive response to threats. It inspires powerful, often aggressive feelings and behaviors, which allow us to fight and to defend ourselves when we are attacked. A certain amount of anger, therefore, is necessary to our very survival. But on the other hand, we can't physically lash out at every person or object that irritates or annoys us. Laws, social norms, and common sense place limits on how far our anger can take us, but we can learn to deal better with anger at ourselves. And I think everyone wants that. Thank you.